He gets my dad's head, he throws it off, and he goes, "Nah, man, I don't want that money. I don't want your money. Oh, hell no." And then, like, took off walking real quick. Y'all wonder why I'm crazy, man. That was my dad. He was just off the cuff, like, just random. Oh, I love it. I love it. What's up, Riveter Nation? It's Hail the Riveter coming at you this kind of nippy morning. Alright guys, today I want to talk to you guys about something I didn't even think I was going to talk about, like, ever. But I had a really interesting discussion / conversation with my significant other this AM. And I just figured I'd share. So basically, I'm all for, you know, never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, blah 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 blah. Like, if you want to do good deeds, great, mate, that's awesome, keep it to yourself. If you're doing it for the show and to show people what a great person you are, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know my story, pre-pandemic, or actually during the pandemic, I work in a place that does elective surgery. So elective surgery got shut down. Long story short, we were not going to be paid to not work. So it was either, you know, you do or you don't, and we didn't know how long the thing was going to last. So my significant other and I both took up an extra job, and we were hustling it, you know, throughout the pandemic. We actually, you know, we were told, you get your PTO. Once that is extinguished, then you probably want to apply for unemployment, and that's all we can do. And you know, the fact is, it is what it is. You know, I love my admin, I love my boss, so it is what it is. You know, what we did though is we decided to get extra jobs. We were doing shift, which is grocery delivery. It's like the Uber Eats of groceries, and we were working 10 to 12 hours a day, and we were making decent money. So we were able to collect our PTO plus make that money. And then we you know, we were supposed to be out for 2 weeks, but it ended up being like 6 weeks. We got unemployment for the last 2 weeks, and that was it. So we got literally like a week off of work during that whole time. We were actually working a lot harder but making a lot more during the pandemic. So, you know, it is what it is. My point telling you guys that story is that during those long days, my significant other would always pack our breakfast, our lunch, and our snacks. And you know, I've had family members who have been homeless before, and you know, you kind of just feel for people after a while. You just know that during this time with COVID, like, it was a struggle. People were not making ends meet. People were really struggling in every area of life, it seemed, you know. And so, first of all, I try to be sympathetic and be charitable and nice, you know. And I just feel like a lot of us give out of our bounty, and that's a great thing to do, but some of us don't give out of our, like when we're just down to the nitty-gritty necessities. So whenever we were going through all that stuff, you know, we would have to deliver groceries to the less fortunate parts of town. And you know, and I would see like a homeless mother out there, or like just a homeless woman, or even a man, and you can kind of tell when people are running game on you, like when they're there just to collect money, you know, for beer or other things. But you can see when there's a genuine like need. And so my heart goes out to people like that. So what I would do is I would try to, you know, give my snack away for the day. Like, usually it would be like a cutie, like the little orange, not an orange, what's it called, a little mandarin, or like a little cube cheese, you know, just something. My water bottle, you know, because I have like a reusable water bottle that I use all the time. But then my significant other would always pack like extra water bottles in case I couldn't refill, you know, because we were on the road. And so I would try to give, you know, what I could to people who I felt like were really hurting. So anyways, long story short, my significant other is the same way, you know, has a bleeding heart. And they have been making a box for people like for the past 2 or 3 months, going through our pantry, getting blankets that we don't necessarily use anymore, you know, washing them, and then getting like little odds and ends, like not bad stuff. It's not like we're giving like the downright dirtiness of the house and what's left, you know. It's literally like not, oh my gosh, that Santa Claus looks so lifelike. It's not like we're giving like kidney beans and nasty crap away, you know. It's literally like good stuff. So anyways, another long story that I'm hoping to cut short is pre-pandemic, you know, I would try to ride my bike in the morning because I was still a fairly new rider. And during the pandemic, you know, I'd get home really late and I just wanted to sit and do nothing. So I used to play PlayStation all the time, like a long, like years ago. But, you know, because of the pandemic, no one was going anywhere. No one was going places. And, you know, they were just making do. So I was like, man, I'm just going to get my PlayStation and shoot some people after delivering groceries, you know, long, hard day of work. And my brother was actually, he had my PlayStation at that time. So I was like, okay, I was looking through, looking at pawn shops and things around to get a PlayStation. Because I had the games and everything. So anyways, long story short, we went to the pawn shop one day, and my significant other and I, and we saw this man like dressed like, you know, those old-timey prophets. And he had a sign like saying like the world's gonna end or something like that. And we just chalked it up to, you know, you could tell he was homeless. It wasn't like a protest or like a church thing. It was just homeless man. And so we all laughed. I'm sorry, I am a mean person sometimes. So we kind of just laughed and just brushed it off. So my significant other was getting ready to go grocery shopping this morning. And I was getting ready to ride. And they're like, hey, you remember that man? I was like, the man at the pawn shop? And they're like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And they're like, you know, I was scrolling through Facebook and it says that he lives like on the back of a Sonic or something like that here, like close to where we live. And I was like, oh, really? Like, yeah. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, just didn't pay any mind or pay attention to it or whatever. And so they want to tell me why, like, I'm kind of cleaning up the front room in the house or whatever, because we both have things we have to get done today. And they come home and you know, we've been trying to get rid of that stupid box for the longest time. They get home and they're like, guess what? And I was like, what? And they're like, the homeless man rejected our box. I was like, wait, what? Freedom Park, baby. What? And they're like, yeah. I said, did you go to the Sonic to go find him? And my significant other was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, what happened? So my SO went to go find this man behind Sonic. Oh my gosh, they're crazy. First of all, you're crazy. And went, like, tried to hand them the box, and that homeless man was like, no, it's okay. It's more trouble to have to cart it around everywhere. Wait, what? I'm telling you, like, it was like Cheez-Its and Ritz crackers and just like different kinds of odds and ends, blankets. It's kind of chilly here in Texas now. You know, some nights it could get to like 30, 40 degrees. So blankets, things like that. And, you know, it wasn't ugly, like nasty holes in the blankets and stuff. Like, they were nice blankets, good food, whatever, like good snacks that I would eat, you know? But like, no, it's just too much of a pain to have to cart it around everywhere. I'm just like, the nerve, what the heck? And my significant other was like, he was by no means mean. It was just like, he didn't want the stuff. And that's crazy. That is crazy to me. You know, like I've said, homelessness has hit my family. You know, I'm not going to say who, but I've had family members who have been homeless. And, you know, when you see somebody in that situation, it's kind of hard because you have to put yourself in their shoes. Like, how would you feel if you were in their situation? Like, it could happen to any of us during this COVID pandemic. You know, you get laid off from your job, you can't work, you can't make any kind of money, nobody's hiring, like, and, you know, I have always preached on that, you know, it could always be worse. You guys just have compassion. One time, an old friend of mine used to work like in the inner city, and they were like, that man is painting Santa Claus. So he's working in the inner city, like around the bad neighborhoods. There's crackheads just walking around, prostitutes, like just completely unguarded. Oh my gosh! Oh, it's a cat. It's a raccoon. It looked like a cat. Damn. There's a big old buzzard right there too. National Geographic is happening over here in LaPorte. So anyways, what was I gonna say? Okay, yeah, like the city, like where the crackheads are literally walking the streets, and like you can tell that they're drug addicts. I'm sorry, drug addicts, not crackheads. They're drug addicts, and they're just walking around, you know, doing their thing. I have 2 stories I have to tell you. 2 more, and then we're done with this video. So this person approaches my, you know, former friend and was like, hey, can you, when they're at a gas station, was like, can you spare some money? And my former friend was like, no, I can't. Like, I don't carry cash. And he's like, well, there's an ATM right there, man. You can go pull out some money. Like, the nerve of some people. What the hell? So I am going to leave you with one last story, you guys. You know, if you guys usually say to my end of my videos, I'm going to try to reward you. One time, so my dad, you guys know my dad. He, well, you don't know my dad, but my dad, my dad is in the ministry. So my dad's a pastor. And one time, my brother and I were in downtown with my dad. I think we were going, like, just running errands. And this man comes up to us and he was like, hey, can you just give me some money? I just really need to eat. Like, he had his whole story. He really needed to eat. Like, just like, you guys know the whole story, the usual story. Like, something bad befell him, and you know, just bad luck ever since. And he just wanted some food. That's all he wanted, was just some food. And so my dad, like, I look at my dad, like, my dad has, you know, my dad and my mom have always taught us, like, to be gracious and compassionate, and, you know, to treat any person, no matter what their situation, like you would want to be treated, you know. So my dad looks at him, and so me and my brother and I think I was like 13, 14 at this time. And so my brother had to have been 13 or 14. My brother had to have been like 8 or 9. So we look at my dad. My dad usually wouldn't give money to, you know, just random people who had sob stories like that, because he would always tell us, like, you need to really be careful because they will play on your heartstrings, but they're lying. So we just, you know, we were waiting to see what my dad's response was. Hold on, guys, we got a red bomb. Ready? So we're looking at my dad, like, trying to see what he's going to do. And my dad says, okay, brother, okay, all right, man. So what I'm gonna do is he pulled out a 20 or something, like it was like a 10 or a 20, and he's like, oh, thank you, man, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to get some food, and I haven't eaten in a long time. I'm so grateful, thank you so much. And my dad said, well, hold on, sir, hold on. He's like, this comes with a stipulation. He goes, oh, okay. Like, he caught that man off guard, he caught me and my brother off guard. He's like, I want to pray over this first before I give it to you, because I'm a pastor. He said, oh, all right, man. I mean, my brother looked at each other like, okay, our dad never does weird crap like this. Like, you know, my dad was never one to be flashing around like, oh, I'm a pastor and stuff like that, you know. And so we look at each other, and he's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So he's like, I'm going to pray over it, and then you can take it. Oh, yes, man, bless it. Bless my life. Pray for blessing for me so I can just get out of these hard times and this and this and this. And so my dad said, okay. So me and my brother, like, we just bow our heads, close our eyes. And my dad starts praying. He's like, oh, Heavenly Father, I know that you see this man's struggle. I know that you see this man's true intent each and every day as he lives his life. I pray that you would help him. If he is truly in a desperate situation, that you would help him, that you would bless his circumstances, that you would bless his situation, that you would turn the tide for him. And he's like going into his prayer. So we're all into it, blah, 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 just in usual jargon. He goes, I know this man to be telling me the truth from that's what my dad's, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So before my dad gave it to me, he goes, okay, you give me your word that this is for food and food only. It's not for beer, it's not for drugs, it's for food. No alcohol, no liquor, no nothing. He's like, no, it's for food, it's for food. He said, okay. He said, okay, it's for food. So let me give you this money and I'm gonna pray for it. And then you go, okay. So long story short, okay, so blah, blah, blah. So back to the prayer. So he's like, I know from him giving me his word like a man should, that he is not being dishonest to me. So I pray that you would, if he is being truthful, that you would multiply this money over and over. You would multiply the food over and over. That I know that you can. He's like, but if he is being dishonest, I pray that you would strike him. And me and my brother are like, at this point, we've already picked up our heads. We're not even bowing and closing our eyes. And we're looking at you like, what the hell? And he's like, I pray that you would give him the worst case of diarrhea that he has ever experienced. That he would not have any peace once diarrhea gets a hold of him. I pray that you would make him so sick that he would remember back to this time where he was being dishonest. And that man, he gets my dad's head, he throws it off, and he goes, nah, man, I don't want that money. I don't want your money. Oh, hell no. And then, like, took off walking real quick. Y'all wonder why I'm crazy, man. That was my dad. He was just off the cuff, like, it's just random. Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, my dad, you know, he obviously got to keep his $20 or $10 that day. So I'm just saying, like, everybody's situation is different. Always look out for your fellow man, you know, your fellow patriot, your fellow citizen, and take care of each other out there. My name is Taylor Riveter. I'm back. I know you guys have been seeing me, boy. It has been literally 2+ weeks since I have been writing. I have been on vacation, and not for the whole 2 weeks, just, you know, every weekend we would go out of town for vacation, and it has served us well. It has served us well, but it's time to get back to the grind. It's time to get back out making videos, uploading them on my normal schedule. Normally I will do new writer content from a new writer perspective, as well as patriotic content on my Freedom Friday playlist. So thank you guys so much. It's Taylor Riveter. Like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I will see you on the next one.